people, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to the final day of Blackpool week. I really hope you guys have been enjoying these videos. I have absolutely loved filming them and editing them, getting them up for you and stuff. Like, I've absolutely loved it, and I've just missed doing these sort of videos so much. So hopefully I can do a lot more of these if you guys want me to. If you don't, then that's cool. We can just bury this idea and never speak of it again. But if you don't know what Blackpool week is, go and check out Monday's video where I explain what it is. But basically, I have been uploading a video every day in the lead up to Blackpool Pleasure Beach opening weekend, which by the time you're watching this is tomorrow, which is absolutely insane. I'm so excited to get back to my favourite place in the entire world. Today I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I thought I would finish the week off with a Q&A. I asked you guys to send in some questions and I got given quite a few, so I'm going to sit here and answer them. Okay, so the first question is from Heather. She says, who are the people in the theme park world and not that inspire you the most? Okay, so people in like the theme park world, I'd say the Tim Tracker. He has a YouTube channel and I love his videos so much. He's close to 1 million subscribers, so go and subscribe to him. I'll link his channel down below. But I absolutely love his videos. He's an American vlogger and he's like a Disney Universal vlogger. Like, he just vlogs at all the theme parks in America and stuff, and he has made me absolutely fall in love with Disney parks and like Universal and stuff, and I just want to go to America so bad to experience like pretty much all of the theme parks. I've never really been that bothered in the past about going abroad and going to a load of different theme parks, and especially like Universal and Walt Disney World and stuff. Like, it's never really interested me that much, but I stumbled across his videos and I just absolutely fell in love with them. And once you start actually finding out more things about Disney World and about Universal Orlando and stuff, like, it makes you want to go even more. And yeah, it's my absolute dream to visit these parks. And he's married to his wife and she's called Jen, and they've just recently had a little boy called Jackson. He is so cute, and they uploaded a video a few days ago of his first ever visit to Walt Disney World, and he met Mickey Mouse and he went on the Dumbo ride, and it was just the cutest thing ever. He's only 2 months old, so it was just so cute, especially when he was with Mickey Mouse. Like, oh my god, my heart like full on melted when I saw that. It was so cute. So if you're like interested in like American theme parks and vloggers and stuff, he is a really good theme park YouTuber to watch. And I don't know, I just love like his sense of humour, and I love the way that he edits his videos, and he doesn't take things too seriously, which I really like. I wouldn't really class this next person as like a theme park sort of person, or like in the theme park world, but she's called Jade Billington. I have just discovered her channel, and I absolutely love her. She is a Disney vlogger, but she also does like homey videos as well. But she does a load of Disney videos and she goes to Walt Disney World every year, and I just love her videos so much. I find her very relatable, which I love. And she's not sort of like most big YouTubers. Like, she's not doing brand deals in every single video. She's so genuine, and I just absolutely love the way that she edits. I love her relationship that she has with her husband Matt. Like, it's so freaking cute. And yeah, I just love her videos and I love her Disney vlogs so freaking much. Again, I'll link her down in the description box. She has also been another reason why I have become so obsessed with Disney recently, and also another reason why I just really want to go to Walt Disney World so freaking bad. Like, it looks so magical and so amazing. Like, I would love to go there one day. Other people that inspire me, Ariana Grande, obviously, you guys know this. I don't need to really explain that one. The next question is from William. He asks, what's your view on Valhalla's refurbishment, and if you had to choose, which coaster would you remove from the Pleasure Beach to make way for a brand new coaster? Okay, so I have been asked this question so many times, what do you think about Valhalla's refurbishment? I think it's a really good idea as long as they do a good job, which I think they will. I have all the faith in them, and yeah, I think it's a really cool idea, like that they are doing it and they are trying to update it, because I've heard a lot of things, like a lot of the special effects don't work, and it's just really gone downhill ever since it opened in 2000. It would have been nice for them to maybe leave it until next year, because it opened in 2000, which obviously means that this year it would have been its 20th birthday, so it would have been nice for it to actually be open this year, like to celebrate its 20th anniversary and stuff. But you know, 21 is still like a big milestone, and the fact that it's going to be all like brand new and refurbished and everything for its 21st anniversary, it's going to be really nice to see. I might have to ride it. Whenever I tell people I've never ridden Valhalla, they are so shocked, but the only reason I haven't ridden it is because I just don't want to get absolutely soaked. But when it does open again next year, I might just sort of put that to one side and I might just ride it anyways. But I feel like because I haven't ridden it in the past, I'm not really going to notice much of a difference, because I'm not really going to know what's changed and what hasn't. Like, yeah, I've watched a POV of it like numerous times, but because I've only watched a POV of it and I've never really ridden it and experienced it in person, it doesn't really stick in my mind what Valhalla is actually like on the inside. But yeah, I think it is a really good idea. I love the fact that they are doing it, because it means that they're trying to improve it, and I feel like it's going to be like so much better than it probably was before when they open it next year. But I'm just hoping that they do a good job and then they actually finish it on time as well, and I feel like loads of enthusiasts are going to absolutely love it. I know a lot of enthusiasts are so sad that it's not open this year, but I feel like it'll be worth the wait, so fingers crossed that they actually do a good job. And then the next question, which coaster would you remove from Pleasure Beach to make way for a new coaster? Oh, that's really tricky, because I love all of the roller coasters at Pleasure Beach. The one roller coaster that I think is on its way out is probably Steeplechase. I've heard a lot of rumours about Steeplechase, and whenever I ask this question to somebody else, they always say Steeplechase. I would be so sad to see Steeplechase go, because it is such an iconic roller coaster. Like, it's been there from, like, you know, the early days of Pleasure Beach, so it would be really sad to see it go. But I feel like it is kind of on its way out, because I feel like every year it gets more and more like rickety, and just not a very comfortable ride to ride. If they were gonna put in a new coaster and they got rid of an old one, I feel like Steeplechase would probably be the one that they would get rid of, or they would actually put a new coaster where Wildmouse used to be. I would love to see them do something with that area, because seeing it just sort of with a load of, like, you know, just seeing it sort of hidden away with like nothing really going on around it, I feel like they should like do something with it. Maybe they've already got plans for it and they're just trying to, you know, get those plans actually into a real life thing. So hopefully they'll do something with that this year. So I feel like if they were going to have a new coaster, if they could fit it into the Wildmouse space, I feel like it will work really well there. Then it would mean that they wouldn't have to take out any other rides. But if they really did have to remove a coaster, then I would probably say Steeplechase. Jack Stamp asks, are you going to more UK theme parks? I really want to. Now I've got a Merlin annual pass. It gives me a lot more freedom. And also the fact that I'm going to be able to drive soon, fingers crossed. Hopefully if I can pass my driving test soon, I will be able to drive myself to a lot more theme parks and stuff. But yeah, hopefully I'll get to go to a lot more. I really want to go to Flamingo Land when the new coaster opens, because it looks absolutely insane. So I really want to go and see that. I've never been to Flamingo Land, so I really want to go there. Really want to go to Chessington World of Adventures. Really want to go to Thorpe Park. I'll definitely be going to Alton Towers a lot more. Alton Towers is like the main park that I'm going to be focusing on, and there's a train going past interrupting my video. Alton Towers is the main reason that I wanted a Merlin annual pass, and I could have just got an Alton Towers pass, but then I was like, well, if I get a Merlin pass, it means I can do like Merlin attractions and I can do places like Thorpe Park and Chessington, etc, etc. But yeah, there is like so many UK theme parks that I haven't been to yet that I am like so desperate to visit. But yeah, hopefully this year is going to be the year that I get to adventure out a little bit more, and hopefully I'll get to go to a lot more theme parks that I have wanted to go to for a long time. Lowkey Tops asks, favourite coaster in the UK? The big one, of course. Laura asks, what's the coaster you were most scared of doing at the time? See, this is really hard because I was scared of a lot of coasters until 2016 is like the year that I just completely smashed it. Like, I conquered so many fears in that year. I got over my fear of just roller coasters in general, and I got over my fear of upside down rides as well. So yeah, 2016 was a good year. But I'd say the one coaster I was most scared of was probably the big one for the first time, because that was my first ever sort of major coaster. The only roller coaster I'd ridden before then was Blue Flyer, and then like just some kiddie coasters at like Twin Lakes theme park and stuff. So I'd never ridden anything of that scale before, so I was absolutely petrified. I was shaking and everything. I was like crying going up the lift hill. It was so scary and terrifying at the time, but I am so glad that I managed to build up the courage and actually do it. And I find it so sad that I'm not like involved with the people that helped me get over my fear of that anymore, because if it wasn't for them, to be honest, I probably wouldn't have still done it to this day. So I'm like grateful for them and grateful that they helped me get over my fear of that. But yeah, it was just, oh my god, it was the most scary experience of my life, but I am so proud of myself that I actually managed to do it, and it is now my baby, my favourite coaster in the entire world. So yeah, but I would probably say the big one, because I feel like once I conquered the big one, I was like, oh my god, I've done the big one, I can do like anything now. So yeah, it was a very scary, terrifying experience, but I absolutely loved it in the end. And once I'd done it, I wanted to do it over and over and over again. Like, I loved it so much. I still love it to this day. TP Josh asks, what's your favourite park for flat rides? I would probably say Fantasy Island. They have a really good selection of flat rides. I absolutely love Magic. I'm really hoping that they don't get rid of Magic. I'm not like a big fan of Fantasy Island at the moment. Like, I'm not really friends with them right now, just because they've got rid of Frisbee, which is so sad. That was honestly one of my favourite flat rides, and I just wasn't expecting that to go, and they've got rid of it. So I'm not happy with Fantasy Island at the moment. I mean, I'm joking, like I still love them and everything, but I just, oh my god, I'm so sad that they've got rid of Frisbee, because I absolutely loved that ride. So that, honestly, my heart is like breaking right now. But yeah, Fantasy Island do have a good selection of flat rides. They have Magic, which I absolutely love. Techno Jump is another like classic. I love the Twister. They have like a really good selection of flat rides, so that's a really good park for flat rides. Also Adventure Island as well, they have some really cool flat rides. But yeah, I'd probably say Fantasy Island is probably like the main one for flat rides. Also, another thing I love about Fantasy Island is the fact that they have a lot of flat rides indoors as well. So if it's a really crappy day outside, you can just go inside and you can still have fun in there and ride the rides and do the high ropes course and stuff, which I really freaking love. Pandorids9 asks, what's your biggest surprise of a ride you liked and that you didn't think you would, and what is your biggest disappointment? Okay, so the biggest surprise is probably Revolution, because the very first time I did Revolution, I absolutely hated it. Like, I didn't like it at all. I got off and I was like, I'm never ever doing that ever again. And then in September, it was like a year after, I'd say, a year and a half after, in September, I went with my parents and my brother, and my dad had never been on Revolution before, so he really wanted to go on it. And obviously I wasn't just gonna let my dad go on a ride by himself, so he kind of dragged me and my brother to go on it again, and he kind of encouraged us and sort of forced us to go on it again. So we rode it again and we just absolutely loved it. The first time I rode it I was with my brother and then somebody else, and me and my brother just both hated it, and then we went on it again in September with my dad, and I don't even know why, but we absolutely loved it again. And I don't know like what it is. I feel like because by this point I'd had a lot more experience with more rides. You know, I'd been upside down a lot more, I'd been on like a load of bigger rides, so I think by this point I felt more ready to do Revolution. I feel like the first time I did it I didn't really feel that ready for it, and I didn't really want to do it. I just sort of did it because it's so strange because I wanted to do it but I didn't want to do it, but I just sort of did it anyway. But I feel like I wasn't ready for that. But then when we did it like a year later, I had a lot more experience with a lot more rides and I felt more ready to do it. So I feel like that's probably why me and my brother both liked it a lot more the second time that we did it. And now I absolutely love Revolution. I feel like Revolution is a very love-hate coaster. Some people hate it, some people absolutely love it. There isn't really an in-between. I absolutely love it, and yeah, I just think Revolution is amazing and it's very underrated. And then my biggest disappointment, that's really hard because most of the time I'll go on a coaster and I will absolutely love it. Like, I'm a very sort of, you know, positive person in that sort of sense. My biggest disappointment, I would probably say Nemesis at Alton Towers, because it's just so hyped up and a lot of people go on about how intense it is and stuff, and I don't feel that. Like, I went on Nemesis expecting it to be so intense and so scary. Literally I could fall asleep on that ride. Like, I just found it so, like, boring is the wrong word. Like, I didn't find it boring, but it definitely wasn't what I expected. It didn't live up to my expectations, and because it had been so hyped up, I feel like I had very high expectations. I feel like I should have just gone into it with a bit of an open mind and not really have any expectations, but I did, because the hype around Nemesis is like unreal. So I had very high expectations and I went on it and I came off and I was expecting to be blown away and I wasn't. You know, like, I still like Nemesis, like, it's such a good ride, and I feel like the more I ride it the more I'll come to love it. But the first time I went on it, I don't know, I was expecting more, and I was expecting it to be a lot more intense. We were sat on the very back row, so I don't know, maybe it's more intense like near to the front, like, I'm not sure. But yeah, I still love Nemesis, like, I think it's a great ride, but I was definitely disappointed when I came off it because I was just expecting a lot more and it just didn't live up to my expectations. Danny J246 asks, favourite element on a roller coaster? My favourite element is on Icon. Oh my god, I actually can't remember what it's called. Oh my god, I actually can't say this word. Immelin loop? Something like that. Basically, the second inversion on Icon. And a lot of people say that it's not an inversion, but it is. It is an inversion. Alright guys, like, let's just settle this here and now. It is an inversion. It goes upside down, so it's an inversion. But yeah, I absolutely love that inversion so freaking much, especially on the back row, because you get so much hang time. I just love feeling so, like, free on a coaster. So every time I go through that inversion and I'm on the back row, I have, like, my hands in the air. I just let myself relax on that bit, if you get what I mean. Like, oh my god, I absolutely love it. It's so cool. And just because you're sort of facing, like, the big one, you kind of see the big one upside down. Like, it's so freaking cool. And I just love how, like, big it is. It's up really high, and yeah, so that's probably my favourite element on, like, any coaster. My fan W asks, what park and ride are top of your bucket list if money and travel issues were no problem? Okay, so I don't really have any, like, rides that are sort of at the top of my bucket list. Maybe like Blue Fire at Europa Park, but apart from that I don't really have any. But in terms of theme parks, definitely like so many abroad theme parks, like Portaventura. Europa Park is definitely #1. If I had the choice to go to any theme parks abroad, and I could only pick one theme park, I would definitely pick Europa Park, because it just looks absolutely insane. It looks massive, the rides there look absolutely amazing, and the theming looks insane, so I would absolutely love to go to Europa Park. That is like definitely like at the top of my list. But I just love to go to like any abroad park really. Walt Disney World, Universal Orlando, Six Flags. Yeah, there's just so many different theme parks I would love to go to. Theme Park Awesome asks, what are you looking forward to the most about Blackpool Pleasure Beach? I'm just looking forward to getting back in Pleasure Beach. Like, it's my home, it's my favourite place in the entire world. I absolutely love it. So I'm just looking forward to sort of just being back in Pleasure Beach and being in that like atmosphere, just in this like in that space, if you get what I mean. Just, you know, seeing a load of enthusiasts around, seeing all the rides up and going again. Just the fact that it's, you know, open season, like, I'm so excited about. Obviously I'm also looking forward to getting back on all of the rides like Icon, Revolution, Infusion. I would say the big one, but I'm not sure whether it's going to be open or not. #1 because of the retrack. I don't know whether that's going to be like ready or not. I know they've got the track in place, I know they've been testing the big one, but whether it's actually going to be ready, I'm not sure. And also the weather forecast looks absolutely terrible, which I'm so sad about. So yeah, I don't know whether we'll get lucky with that and the big one will actually be open. Like, I'm not sure. Fingers crossed it will. But yeah, I'm just excited just to be back in Pleasure Beach and be back in Blackpool. It's my home, I have missed it so freaking much, and I'm just excited just to be back, like, in my favourite place, in my element, in my happy place. And yeah, I'm very excited. Train Lover 16 asks, would you like to go to Cedar Point one day, and do you think you ever will? I would love to go to Cedar Point. It looks amazing. It looks very like coaster heavy, which I like. I'm definitely more of a roller coaster girl than like a flat ride girl. Like, I love flat rides, don't get me wrong, but I much prefer roller coasters. And Cedar Point looks like they have a lot of roller coasters, so I would love to go here and just experience it all. Again, it's in America, so I would just love to go to America anyways. I really want to go to LA, Florida, Miami, like so many places in America that I really want to go to, and I would love to go to Cedar Point. I also want to ride the, what is that ride called? It's very similar to the big one. It's where the big one like got their inspiration from. Let me just have a quick YouTube search. Yeah, so the roller coaster is called Magnum XL 200, and it looks very similar to the big one, especially the lift hill and the first drop. The rest of the coaster, not really that similar to the big one, but the lift hill and the first drop, and even the train looks so similar to the big one. And I think in the like Where Seagulls Dare documentary, I think they said that that's where they got the inspiration from. So yeah, obviously with the big one being my baby, I really want to ride this roller coaster, and there's just so many other coasters at Cedar Point that I want to go on, and I feel like I would absolutely love this theme park because it is just so coaster heavy. Like, I would absolutely love it. Hopefully I will get to Cedar Point one day, to be honest. Like, it is such a massive dream, and it is just so expensive to even just fly to America that I don't think it is ever gonna happen, but fingers crossed that it will happen. Obviously not in the near future, but hopefully like in a few years time. Fingers crossed. Cars Channel asks, are you predicting the big one to be smoother after some of its track has been replaced over the close season? Yeah, I'm really hoping that it is. To be honest, I don't really find the big one that rough anyways. Like, when people come off it and they say, oh my god, that was such a rough ride, like, I'm like, are you riding the same ride as me? Like, I don't find it rough at all. Like, yeah, it is a bit bumpy and a bit rickety on like certain seats of the train, but like the majority of it, like I don't find it rough at all, so I don't think I'm gonna see like a massive difference. But you know, I could see a difference because the big one is my baby, so we'll see what happens. But to be honest, I don't think I'm gonna see that much of a difference anyways. And I also don't think I'm gonna get to ride it on opening weekend because it doesn't look like it's gonna be open just because of the weather. So yeah, but fingers crossed it will be open and I can ride it and give my thoughts on it. But yeah, I'm hoping that I do notice a difference. I do find it to be a lot smoother, but like I said, I never found, especially like that bit of the track that has been replaced, I never really found that bit to be that rough anyways. But yeah, we'll see. I think I'll definitely notice it when we're like coming up to it, because it will be like, it'll have a fresh coat of paint on it and everything, and yeah, I don't know, like I'll definitely notice it, but I don't know whether I'll see much of a difference in terms of it being smoother. The next question comes from Drew Wadsworth, and he asks, if Blackpool Pleasure Beach replaced Burger King, which fast food place would you want to take its place? I would absolutely love for Burger King to be replaced with a McDonald's. I love McDonald's so freaking much. I don't really like Burger King that much. I only like their chips. And it's a good place to go and get a drink because it's cheaper than getting like a bottle from like any of the gift shops from Pleasure Beach. But yeah, I am not a massive fan of Burger King, so to see McDonald's replace it would be absolutely amazing. Like I would love that so much, and it would be so much easier because McDonald's is like, you know, it's nice and cheap. I don't like to eat a lot when I go to theme parks anyways. I don't like to spend a lot of time eating either because I'd rather just get on like a load of the rides. So with McDonald's, like I can go in and have like a Happy Meal, be done with it, and then get back on the rides without having to sort of wait ages and just sort of like mess around a bit. Like I don't know, I love McDonald's so much. I have a McDonald's literally 2 minutes from my house, which is good sometimes, but the majority of the time like it's not great because it's not the healthiest thing in the world. Also with McDonald's, like you can actually have some healthy options from there, which I really like, because I was saying this, I think it was in Wednesday's video, was it? Wednesday or Thursday's video. I was saying how Pleasure Beach need more healthy food options, so I feel like if they had a McDonald's, there could be, you know, some healthy options in there. But yeah, I would absolutely love to see McDonald's go in Pleasure Beach, even if it doesn't replace Burger King. Just having a McDonald's in Pleasure Beach, a dream. Kaya Smith, who is my absolute bestie, my big sister, I love her so much. She says, hey gorgeous, give us an idea of what your perfect birthday would be and where your girl's trying to save up. Well, I don't know. I haven't really thought about my birthday, to be honest. I'd probably say, okay, so what I've really wanted to do for a long time is go to London and do a load of the Merlin attractions and just sort of explore London a little bit. And I also want to go and see Wicked the musical, because that is like my favourite musical. I absolutely love it. I've seen it once, but we went to go see it with school. But I really want to go see it again. I feel like I would understand it a lot more because I didn't really understand it back then, but now I've researched into it a lot more. I know a lot more of the songs and stuff, and I just absolutely love Wicked so much, so to go and see that live again would be absolutely amazing, and it would be like such a dream come true. So yeah, I think I would just like to spend like 2 or 3 nights in London, just exploring London, getting the Instagram photos. I'd love to go in the London Eye, Madame Tussauds, Sea Life, just all of the Merlin attractions, like with my friends, and like my parents come with me as well. Like I think that would just be really nice and really cool. So yeah, maybe just like a little getaway in London, or just did what we did last year and go to Blackpool for like 2 or 3 nights, and then we spend like 1 day doing like the Merlin attractions and then the other 2 days in Pleasure Beach. That would be quite cool because I absolutely loved doing that last year, so maybe we could do that again this year. Or, oh my god, okay, so I would absolutely love to stay in the Big Blue Hotel. I said this in Tuesday's video. Staying in the Big Blue Hotel would be an absolute dream of mine. and to stay there for my birthday I would absolutely love. And yeah, I feel like going to Blackpool would be a lot cheaper than going to London, so I would love to stay in the Big Blue Hotel in Blackpool. I'd love for Kaya and Dom to be there, me obviously. I want my parents to be there, and then maybe like somebody else, because the only trouble is with the Big Blue Hotel, you can only have like 2 adults in one room. So say if Kaya and Dom had their own room, my parents could have their own room, and then I'll just have a room by myself, or if I can find somebody else to go with, then I'll share a room with them. So yeah, I think that would be quite cool actually. And then like on the first day we do what we did last year, we just sort of like chill around Blackpool. We just take it like super chilled, like go in the Merlin attractions, go and do a Primark shopping spree. Like oh my god, no, I really want this to happen now. Oh my god, Kaya, if you're watching this, do you remember last year when we just completely planned out my birthday and it actually went to plan? This is what I want to do. Like, I've got a plan in my head right now. Oh my god, I want to do that so bad. Yeah, that would probably be what I want to do for my birthday this year. Okay, another question from Drew. He says, was there a ride at Gullivers that you really wanted to operate other than the rides you worked on? If they ever built a bungee jump or a free fall type on attraction on Blackpool Tower, would you go on it? Okay, so the first question, what ride did I want to operate at Gullivers that I didn't get a chance to operate? If you don't know, then I used to work at Gulliver's Kingdom last year. I absolutely loved it. It has always been my dream job to be a ride operator, and I got to live out that dream last year thanks to Gulliver's Kingdom. And I'm also going back this year. I got the phone call yesterday to say that they want me back, so that's super exciting, and I just can't believe that they actually want me back. Like, that's insane to me. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. But I don't know, like, I was trained on quite a few of the rides already, and to be honest, once I was trained on the zip wire and the high ropes course, I was sort of happy just doing them. Like, I wasn't really that fussed about doing the rides, because the rides are just, because it's a kids theme park, the rides are really small anyway, so they're just super easy to operate. And if you're operating a ride like the pirate ship, for example, all it really involves is sort of just checking the restraints and then pressing a button. And then for the rest of it, you're just sort of standing there waiting for it to finish, which I did kind of find a bit boring on some days. Whereas what I liked about the zip wire is that you were always doing something, and the zip wire was the most busiest attraction out of all of the rides at Gulliver's Kingdom. So I really liked having something to do, like, all the time. Like, there was always something to do on the zip wire, and then I could just go over to the high ropes course and help out on there as well, and just sort of switch between the two, which I really liked. So there wasn't really any particular rides that I wanted to be trained on that I wasn't already. I would probably say the high ropes course, just because I wasn't trained on that until like the very end of the season. I wasn't trained on that until like the end of October, and the park closed at the beginning of November. So all year round I wanted to be trained on that, but they had to have, like, you have to have 3 days training on it, and they never really had any training days like throughout the whole season. I think they were going to, I think it was in July, but they had to cancel them, and after that they just never did any until October. So all year round I was always looking at the high ropes course, and I was like, I want to be trained on that so freaking bad. And then I finally got trained on it in October. After all of those months of waiting, I finally got trained on it, so that was really cool. I've always wanted to be a high ropes course operator, so the fact that I got to do that was just insane. Hopefully I'll get to do that again this year. But yeah, there wasn't really any rides that I was like desperate to operate that I hadn't already operated. Probably like the monorail, just because like the park is kind of split into like 2 halves. So you've got like the bottom half and then you've got the top half. I was trained on pretty much all of the rides in the bottom half of the park, and the only ride I wasn't trained on in that bottom half was the monorail. So it would be really cool if I was trained on that, and then it'd be like I'd be trained on all of the rides on the bottom half of the park. So it would have been quite cool to do that, but again, like I said, once I was trained on like the zip wire, I didn't really want to be on any of the rides. Like, I felt happy and comfortable being on the zip wire because I enjoyed doing that more than operating the rides, because all of the rides were sort of like you just sort of press a button and you stand there and wait for it to finish, which is still like, I'm making it sound super boring, but it's not, because it is still really fun. But I think I preferred the zip wire out of any of the rides, because you're always working with other people, whereas if you operate a ride, it only takes like one person to operate the rides. So for most of the time you are there like by yourself, so it can get a bit lonely sometimes, whereas on the higher ups course and on the zip wire, you're always working with other people, like other staff members, so like it is really nice to get to work with other people rather than just sort of pressing a button and sort of being there by yourself sometimes. So yeah, but I'd probably say mainly the monorail, just because then it'd be like I'd be trained on every ride on the bottom half of the park, so it would be just quite nice. And then his next question, if they ever built a bungee jump or a free fall type attraction on Blackpool Tower, would you go on it? And I absolutely would. I love anything like that. I'm such a thrill seeker, so I would definitely do that. Jess asks, hello beautiful, what's the best and worst part about being in the theme park community? Okay, so the best part is like meeting so many amazing people and like making so many new friends. I definitely wouldn't have the friends that I have today if it wasn't for theme parks and like the theme park community. So yeah, I would probably say like meeting new people and like just getting to like go to new places and stuff. Like, I think it's really cool, and having that sort of connection with other people, because the thing is about like the community is like, you know, we all have one thing in common. We love theme parks, we love rides and stuff. Even though we all have different opinions on rides, we still all love rides. So the fact that you can share that with somebody else, I think is so nice and so like cool, especially like in this day and age where, you know, people are very judgmental and people find it hard to accept people for who they really are. And whenever I say to like my non-enthusiast friends, like if I meet somebody new and they ask like, oh, what are you into, blah blah blah, I'm like, oh, I love theme parks, I'm a theme park enthusiast, blah blah blah. And then they're like, they kind of just take a step back because they find it a little bit strange, because I feel like it is a popular thing because there's like millions of enthusiasts out there, but you know, like the majority of people that I've said, oh, I love theme parks and I do this and I travel around theme parks in the UK, etc etc, they just kind of, they find it a bit strange. So to have people in the community that actually understand, and people that you can actually go to theme parks with, and you kind of get like a different perspective on things, because I feel like if you go to a theme park as an enthusiast, you look at things a bit differently and you kind of go in with a bit more sort of attention to detail, and you kind of, you know how the majority of the rides like work, you know about like the operations and stuff, like you know a lot more sort of about theme parks and you know what really goes into it, whereas most of the general public, they just sort of go for like a good day out. They don't really pay attention to any of like the little details about theme parks, like theming and stuff. Like the general public aren't really like that fussed about it, whereas us enthusiasts, like we love a bit of good theming. So yeah, that's probably like the best thing about the community. And then the worst, probably just like all the drama. Like there's always some sort of drama going on. Yeah, I'd probably say like the amount of drama that goes on. To be honest, I feel like the drama has like calmed down a lot recently. But you know, there's always like someone having an argument with somebody else and people disagreeing with your opinions, etc, etc. But I'd say that like the majority of the like people in the community are really nice people, and they are very accepting and understanding of like other people's opinions. And I feel like when we all need to like come together, like we will. Like I know so many people who are going to Wetherspoons tonight. Actually, they'll be there tonight by the time this video goes up. I'm so sad that I can't go because I'm going to Blackpool tomorrow. My camera just stopped recording. But yeah, I'm going to Blackpool tomorrow, so sadly I won't be at Wetherspoons tonight, which makes me so sad because I really wanted to go in and celebrate the fact that Gullivers like want me back and everything. Like it would just be so nice to go in and celebrate, but I think I'm going to do that on the Saturday night instead. Like me and my parents might go in for a drink and celebrate the fact that Gullivers want me back. So yeah, and I just think it's really nice how everyone, like, we all come together opening weekend and like we meet everyone, and opening weekend is such like an iconic weekend for enthusiasts. Like the majority of enthusiasts always get to go. It's nice just to see people like come together, aside like from all the drama. Like it's just nice that we all sort of share this passion for theme parks and we all like understand each other and everything. Like I don't know, it's just like a really nice thing that we have. Midlands Theme Parks asks, what roller coaster do you think will go next at Blackpool Pleasure Beach? Like I said earlier, I think it will be Steeplechase, which makes me so sad. I don't want to see any of the roller coasters go, but you know, everything doesn't last forever. I feel like if any of the coasters were gonna go, it probably would be Steeplechase, just because it is just getting so like rickety now, and I feel like it's kind of had its day. If I go to Pleasure Beach and I haven't been on Steeplechase like for that day, I'm not really that fussed about it. So I wouldn't be like too mad to see it go. I'd rather have that go than like Big Dipper or Grand National or Revolution, Infusion, etc. So yeah, I feel like it would be Steeplechase. I feel like it's just had its time. It's kind of aged itself out a little bit. So I feel like if they were going to get rid of any of the coasters, then it would have to be Steeplechase. MGXL Gamer asks, if you could create your own theme park, what rides would you have there and what country would it be based in? Okay, so I would definitely base it in the UK so that I could get there easily. I would want to put it near Derby because we just don't have any theme parks near us. Like the only theme parks we have are Alton Towers and Gulliver's Kingdom, but still they both take like 45 minutes to an hour to get to. So I'd really like to have a theme park just sort of like down the road, super easy to get to. You can get public transport there. The thing about Alton Towers is there's no public transport from Derby, which like, oh my god, I hate that so much. I hate the fact that there isn't any public transport, because I would absolutely love to work at Alton Towers, but the fact that there's no public transport, like, it means that I can't. So yeah, like that's the only like downer about Alton Towers. But like the thing is with Gulliver's Kingdom, like you can get the train there, you can get a bus there, like it's super easy to get to on public transport. Whereas Alton Towers doesn't have that. But I kind of want somewhere that's only like half an hour away, you can get to easily by public transport, you can drive there, you can even walk there. Like, so I'd love to base it near Derby so it's easy to get to for me. What rides would I have? I'm not sure. I would definitely, I think I would go for like a family sort of mixture, kind of like Fantasy Island a little bit, because they have like smaller coasters, they have bigger coasters, they have small flat rides, they have big flat rides. I think that's kind of what I would want to go for. I'm not sure whether I'd make it into like a theme park or amusement park. Maybe a theme park, just because then I could really go all out with the theming. So yeah, I don't know, maybe I need to like create my own theme park on like Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 or something, and then like show it to you guys. I would love to have something like the Disney Castle. I think that would be quite cool. Not the exact Disney Castle, but I'd love to have something like that. yeah, I'd make it like really magical, and I'd make sure all the staff are like super happy and they make sure that everyone has a good time and stuff. I'd kind of like it to be like Walt Disney World, like Magic Kingdom, but UK based, and maybe not as big because I feel like we just don't have the room for that. And I'd also like to see more roller coasters. The thing is with Magic Kingdom and like all of the other Disney parks is that they don't have a lot of roller coasters. So I think I'd like to sort of recreate Disney World, but with more roller coasters and more sort of thrilling rides. Because a lot of the rides at Walt Disney World are like dark rides, indoor rides, flat rides, etc, etc. So yeah, I'd probably do something like that. Aaron Challoner, is that how you say it? I'm so sorry if I'm saying that wrong. He asks, what 3 things do you want to see happen with the reimagining of Valhalla for 2021? See, I'm not sure because like I said earlier, I've never ridden it before, so I don't really know what's going to be different. Okay, so number 1, I would definitely like the effects to actually be working, because I know a lot of people that have been on it and they've always said like, oh, this effect wasn't working and that effect wasn't working, and all that. So I'd like to see the effects actually working. If you watch the Valhalla documentary that I mentioned a few videos ago, then you see a lot of like the special effects and how they were made and all that. So yeah, I think I'd like it to go back to how it was when it first opened, with like all the special effects working. I'd love to see like Valhalla projections on like the structure of Valhalla, if you get what I mean. Like, you know where the big wall is? I kind of like to see like projections on that or something. I don't know how they'd do that. I don't know how they'd make it work, but I'd kind of really like to see that. I don't know what sort of projections, but I don't know. Maybe just like fire, and then maybe just like the elements. So like they could have like fire, and then it would change into like rain, and then it would change into like wind or something. I don't know. I think that would be quite cool. And then the third thing, see, like I don't know because I've never ridden it. I'm not sure. If you guys have a third thing, then let me know in the comments down below. I'll let you guys answer this one. Joel Statham, I think that's how you say it. Most anticipated coaster you're yet to ride? Probably Blue Fire at Europa Park, or Woden at Europa Park, or Shambhala at Portaventura, because that gets so much hype. So yeah, probably Shambhala at Portaventura. Luke Foley asks, what park in Europe do you want to visit most and why? Europa Park, is that in Europe? I presume it is because of the name. Let me just Google it. It is in Europe, so yeah, probably Europa Park or Phantasialand. So there's so many other theme parks, but like I failed geography and we didn't really like learn about this sort of stuff in geography in school, so I don't really know where, like what theme parks are in Europe and what isn't. But I'm just gonna say Europa Park and then I won't sound as dumb, so Europa Park. Stuart.W. Stevenson asks, what theme park are you most wanting to visit? Again, Europa Park, Walt Disney World, Universal Studios, Portaventura, Phantasialand. There's this theme park in Denmark, I think, called Bakken. I want to visit Tivoli Gardens. Oh my god, so many places. So that was all the questions that I received. Thank you guys so much for sending in your questions. I appreciate it so much. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed Blackpool week. Let me know if you did, and if you want me to do this sort of thing for like Alton Towers when it's their opening weekend, or just like other theme parks. I can just do like Chessington week, Thorpe Park week, etc, etc. But if you didn't like it and all of these videos were pretty shit, then we can just bury this and never speak of it again. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It is opening weekend tomorrow, which I'm very excited about, and I will be vlogging it. Don't get too excited because it is probably going to be like I mean, I say probably, it is going to be the worst vlog out of like all of the people that are vlogging. Mine's definitely going to be the worst, so go and watch everybody else's first because they will be so much better than mine. But I will be vlogging if you do want to watch the disaster that will be a vlog of opening weekend. If you do see me, then come and say hi. I might get a bit shy because I always get shy around new people, but once I like come out of my shell, I'll be fine. And yeah, I'm super excited. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you guys next time for a brand new video. Mwah. Bye.